Hi, I'm Grace.
And I'm Elyse.
And welcome back to another Quilting Bee video. We are going to be showcasing our sewing machines that are under $400 today. And we're going to jump right in. We've got 4 machines for us. Elyse is going to start by telling us about the Janome HD-1000.
The HD-1000 is our simplest machine of the bunch. It has fewer stitches, but what we do have from this one is we have a solid aluminum body rather than a plastic frame. So we've got a bit more heft to our machine. We do have a 4-step buttonhole. We do have our reverse stitch length, but it does what it says on the tin. Very simple, elegant, does what it came here to do. Next up, we have our Brunette B35. This one is still going to be that front-loading bobbin, but we are adding a single step buttonhole, adding a stitch width as well as a stitch length adjustment. At the $400 and under price point, we are still going to have needle threaders on all of our machines, so don't need to worry about threading your own needle.
Moving on, we're going to talk about the Baby Lock Zeal and the Janome Sewist 725S. So these are a slight step up from the Bernette 35. They're going to have some of the same features. So they both have an independent width control so that you can adjust both the width of your zigzag and any other stitch. They also are going to have a 1-step buttonhole, just like the Bernette 35 has, which is slightly easier than the 4-step buttonhole, though a 4-step buttonhole is not a big deal these days. What's distinct about these two is their top-loading bobbin. So in comparison to the front-loading bobbin, I can see the level of my bobbin and I don't have to take the table off to change out my bobbin. Finally, these both add one thing that the Bernette 35 does not have, which is a presser foot pressure dial. This is going to control how hard your foot presses on your fabric, and it is most useful when you are doing quilting on top of a finished quilt.
To elaborate a little more on that 1-step buttonhole, on a basic 4-step buttonhole, you are in control of the size of that buttonhole. I'm going to start and I'm going to do just that bottom tack of the buttonhole, and then I have to switch to go up one side, and I'm going to switch again to go over, and I am totally in control of the length of said buttonhole. On the 1-step buttonholes, you have a really fancy foot that you actually fit your button into, and so it will automatically set the buttonhole at the right length for that button. And then you have a cool little arm down here that talks to that buttonhole foot and makes those changes for you.
That is cool. It takes the human error out of it somewhat. You don't have to calculate the length of the buttonhole. Absolutely.
Personally, I really like a good, simple, sturdy machine. So my first pick is the Janome HD-1000. I have several machines at home that only do a zigzag, so we're just adding some really basic stitches. Things like a blind hem are very useful if you're doing garments. So that is my choice of the bunch. If you like the features of that, but man, I wish I could decorate my projects more. I wish I had that scalloped edge. I wish I had that kind of thing, but you still like the front-loading bobbin, which there's something just familiar about popping it in that bobbin case, popping it in without having to look at it. If I wanted those stitches with that front-loading bobbin, the Bernette B35 is a great choice.
So if I had to choose between these two machines, honestly, it's going to come down to aesthetic differences because they both do essentially the same thing, and even the dials are in the same place, so I can't even choose based on if I like twisting or pushing this. So you can see they have distinct stylistic choices. The Baby Lock, I would say, is a great gift. It's cute, it's got some cute embellishment on it, it's shiny, it's got some softer curves. And so especially for a younger sewer, this would be a wonderful gift. In contrast, we can see this Janome, it looks more utilitarian. but it definitely fits an adult, and certainly my aesthetic would be more towards this. And so I'm serious. If you look at the stitches they do the exact same stitches. It just comes down to a choice of which one you like the look better, which is a totally legitimate way to choose a machine.
Absolutely. You should pick the one that makes you want to sit down and sew.
That's an awesome way to put it.
So as you can see, there are some great features in these machines here that you cannot get at the $300 price point. Sometimes going up to that $400 is the way to get what you want. We do have more videos coming soon of different price points if these are a little too simple for you. So stay tuned for those. We're excited to bring them to you. And please feel free to like this video, share it with your friends, and come on and see us if you'd like to purchase one of these lovely machines.